The glitch. Mr. Anderson stared at his computer screen, the green text cascading down like digital rain. The same report he'd been typing for the third time this week. The same coffee growing cold on his desk. The same fluorescent light flickering overhead. Something wasn't right. He rubbed his eyes and looked around the office. His co-workers moved like automatons, their conversations a low hum of meaningless corporate speak. The woman at the next desk, Sarah, wasn't it? Smiled at him with the exact same expression she'd worn yesterday and the day before. "Good morning, Mr. Anderson," she said, her voice eerily cheerful. "It's 3 p.m., he replied, but she had already turned away, typing with mechanical precision. The elevator dinged. The same man in the gray suit stepped out, briefcase in hand, walking the identical path he'd walked every day for how long had Anderson been here? Months? Years? The memories blurred together like watercolors in rain. He stood abruptly, his chair rolling back. The office fell silent, every head turned toward him in perfect synchronization, their eyes reflecting the harsh fluorescent light like glass. "This isn't real," he whispered. The lights flickered. For just a moment, the walls seemed to pixelate, revealing glimpses of something darker beneath cables, screens, machinery humming in the distance. Then everything snapped back to normal. "Mr. Anderson," Sarah's voice was strained now, urgent. "Please return to your workstation." But he was already walking toward the window, toward the city that stretched endlessly below, where the same cars traced the same routes under a sky that never quite changed color. His reflection in the glass looked tired, older than he remembered. Behind him, footsteps approached. "Time to wake up," he said to his reflection, and pressed his palm against the cool surface. The glitch continued. The cracks spread like a spider's web across the glass, and through each fracture, Anderson glimpsed something impossible, not the city street 40 floors below, but a vast chamber filled with pods, thousands of them stretching into darkness. "Mr. Anderson, step away from the window." The voice belonged to his supervisor, Mr. Smith, but it sounded different now, electronic, as if spoken through a broken radio. Anderson turned. Smith stood behind him, his face perfectly still, but his eyes were wrong. They flickered like old television screens switching channels. "You're not real either," Anderson breathed. "Reality is subjective, Mr. Anderson. Your productivity has been declining. Your integration scores are concerning." Smith's mouth moved, but the voice seemed to come from everywhere at once. "Return to your desk. Complete your assignments. Be happy." The other office workers had risen from their chairs, moving in unison toward him. Their faces were blank now, their eyes that same flickering static. Sarah's smile stretched too wide, her head tilted at an unnatural angle. Anderson pressed harder against the cracking window. "What am I really doing out there?" he demanded. "What is my body doing while my mind is trapped in here?" Smith's form began to glitch, his suit becoming pixelated, his face fragmenting. "You are a battery, Mr. Anderson. A source of energy that in batteries should not think." The window gave way. Anderson fell not down to the street, but into darkness. The office dissolved around him like melting wax. He tumbled through corridors of code, past streams of green symbols, through layers of false memories and fabricated experiences. He landed hard on a metal floor, gasping. The air was thick and humid, smelling of ozone and decay. Slowly, his eyes adjusted to the dim red light dot pods, thousands of them, just as he'd glimpsed through the window. And in each one, Anderson stumbled forward, his legs weak from disuse. In the nearest pod floated a human figure, tubes and cables connected to ports along its spine. The face was peaceful, dreaming. It was his own face. A sound behind him, footsteps on metal grating. Anderson spun around to find a woman in worn leather, her eyes fierce and very, very real. "Welcome to the real world, Mr. Anderson," she said. "We've been looking for you. Mr. Anderson, are you there? Are they listening?" The window began to crack.